Hello guys, it's me, Red David Dinosaur, and today with another The Crew 2 news video. Well, not exactly news, it's about leaks, but in question, I'm just gonna talk and discuss about some new cars that are allegedly leaked from the Crew 2 that they're gonna come in the next update, that is the season 5, if I'm not wrong. So again, these things could change because it is work in progress. And talking about work in progress, I'm not going to show any sort of image from Ubisoft or that is in the game because first, as I said, it's work in progress that could change and could kind of quit validity to this video. And second, because that's basically something that is property of Ubisoft and Ivory Tower, and I don't want any copyright takedowns and all that stuff. Like I mentioned on the first part on the video, and I rate it right there. But leaving that out of the way, those are the alleged new cars that are gonna come. uh, the first is going to be the Corvette C701. And you're going to say, okay, we got that car already in the game. What is going on? Exactly, it's the coupe version. Like we have already the convertible version that was added in our last update, but this is the coupe version. I don't know exactly why they decided to put the normal version there instead of modifying the existing version to just make it like some sort of modifications and just take the roof down or up or make it convertible or what or just a coupe. I don't exactly know why. That's between them, and I don't know if it's gonna be faster or slower than the existing version that we have. uh, we also have the Beechcraft Model 17 Starwing. That's an aerobatics. Basically, that's a plane. It looks like those planes that you see on in camp fields that or in cornfields that they are just with a lot of pesticides and all that. But that's gonna come in that's allegedly what is gonna come in the next update. The Forecam Victoria interception unit, that's actually a really good one, even if it doesn't sound that exciting. It's basically, the Chrome Victoria was basically asking for having a cop version. It's basically its most iconic way to describe a Chrome Victoria. The cops on the United States and other parts of the planet use this car for as a service car for the police, and it was kind of a like, sure, you can if you have the season 1 rewards, you can make your kind of your cup version of the Crown Victoria, but not everyone has it, and also there is like a few things here and there that doesn't match. So at least I'm glad that they're gonna add the interception unit and kind of give the purpose to this car. Even when the season 1 is long gone, it was almost a year ago, but it is what it is. Uh, the 26cc GT touring car. This car, I actually managed to drive it on Forza, and it's quite an interesting car. Like in Forza, is quite of an OP. It's quite fast. So I don't know exactly how it's gonna handle here on touring car, especially in the Crew 2. But it's also quite of a unicorn, and we continue with this trend of the Crew 2 and Ubisoft that adding these really odd cars that they are just like one-offs or they are really obscure, and the CCGT is matching all of those because it's basically a car that never got the opportunity to prove itself in racing. It's a long story, and maybe I will explain it when the car comes out if it happens. So I will say that later. The Infinity Q60 project Black S concept. Uh, this is basically the first Infinity we're gonna have in the game, and not very excited for this, but it's quite of a if you like your Infinities or you are kind of into USDM kind of cars, that's your best option, and hey, maybe you will like it. The KTM X-Bow GTX, and this is you gotta say, oh, this is another touring car. No, it's not. It's a hypercar. The GTX is a collaboration between, I think, Ryder Engineering and, of course, KTM to make basically a completely liberated race car. Basically, it's based on the GT4 KTM X-Bow, and it's pretty much liberated of all rules and everything. It's basically a tractway, to call it that way. Like, for example, the B1 GTR and all those cars, like the FXX and all that, on all those things is, and that's why it's on hypercar, completely liberated of the rules, and it match and it fits very well in the hypercar class. I actually want to see how good it's going to be, considering that it's a track toy that is going to be in hypercar class, and that we have already homologation cars all on that class. For example, the R390 and the Porsche GT1 Stratter version. So those are quite interesting ones. Also, there's gonna have the Nissan 300 CX, the basically the 90s version of the and the predecessor of the 350C. Is quite, I'm actually excited for this one. I really like that version, like this 90s version of the Nissan CX. I was looking forward to actually buy one because that was one of my favorite cars from the 90s. That is like more that is more terminal for, like, of course exists like Jaguar XJ20s and McLaren F1s. They are like the icons of the 90s. But this one is like more for, it's kind of more realistic, to call it that way. The 300 CX is a really good addition, and I'm glad they gonna take that one and just add it to the game. It's fantastic. The cars don't end here. We have the Porsche 550 Spider, or Porsche 550A if you are into Porsche. This car is well known for James Dean, the little bastard. Is That's pretty much his car that makes him like really iconic. And I am actually really interested in how he's gonna fit this car on a street race, because I don't think it's gonna be on touring car. It's gonna be really slow, and a street race kind of fits well, considering that also we have like really old cars that are as well really that are icons of the automotive world. Like, for example, the Bugatti Level 2 Noir from the 30s, and the Eldorado Brougham. So I want to see how good it's gonna be, because again, it's a really lightweight and pretty fast car. It was like basically like a Lotus from the early 60s. So that's gonna be really interesting to see. We have also the Pontiac GTO, the normal version, not the Judge that we have already. This car is also quite of an icon on the Moscow car guys. So yeah, it's a by far is quite of an exciting lineup we have. A lot of icons and also quite obscure cars that are upcoming. And the rest, it looks like it's just existing models that are gonna have a new, basically a unique version as usual. Look, for example, the outclass edition of the Gemera, like for example that. Like, there is gonna be existing cars with new versions that they're gonna be in between summits, and and rewards of the motor pass, and rewards for the new activities that they're gonna come on the new season that basically is upcoming on, I think, in March, if I'm not wrong. I didn't mention one car because I wanted to leave the best for last. In the Crew 2, the car that is gonna be added, and it's a surprise for me, is the McLaren Senna. I was kind of surprised again, because I thought the exclusivity deal with Turn 10 Studios and Xbox was there, and pretty much was the iconic car from Forza 4. So I was thinking that they never gonna, let other game to have the McLaren Senna, but looks like that exclusivity deal just passed or just basically expired. So now we gotta now Ubisoft is taking part of it, and now they have the licensing to actually add the McLaren Senna, and it's pretty much a good news for the PlayStation guys that never got like the chance to at least drive it virtually the Senna. And I'm actually, and like again, also quite surprised that they are using more of McLaren. We have the 720S that is a good addition, and it drives pretty well. It's a pretty decent car nonetheless. But they like those exclusive series that we got, for example, the B1 that is already in the game, but now the Senna, and maybe we will get the Speed Tail. Who knows? But that is quite exciting. It's quite exciting that they adding more of this really this nowadays really famous cars, and I'm looking forward for the Senna. Like anyone that when this leak came out, it was a really nice surprise to see. So that's pretty much when it comes to all the cars. If I forgot one of two, just let me know. But those are the cars that allegedly gonna come. Again, I don't show images of how they look in the game. There are people that already have the chance to actually drive them, but I'm not going to take that risk. And I think again that it's just gonna kind of harm the development of what is going to be the season 5. So yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to all of this. Thank you very much for watching. Again, sorry if you were expecting in-game pictures of that, but I simply can't. Legally, I can't. So thank you very much and see you on the next one. Goodbye.